Hi guys, let's embark on the life lessons hacks. And today I want us to have a discussion on something that is very sensitive and something that is very saddening. You can bear witness with me that the past 1 week people have been using purple profile photos, others have been using purple love emojis just to bring in the voidance of the gender based violence or the toxicity of love. Voidance of the toxicity of love. We had some heated discussions with my friends concerning the same, the purple profile thing. And for me, to my opinion, it wasn't making sense to me because I didn't see like it will have using the purple emojis won't have any impact on whatever we are fighting in. So I had some deep thoughts and I had to do some research. So whatever we are going to discuss today, it will be based on my personal opinion and not on a professional ground. But if you go to my YouTube channel, because I'm an accountant by profession, you'll be able to find my video that I had done on financial trauma, which is based on professional ground. You can bear me witness that toxicity of love, it is all caused because sometimes some people get intensive attachment to people who hurt them and they end up getting damaged. I realized the GBV or the toxicity of love, it is all caused by trauma and trauma bonding. So I went deep and dug on the meaning of trauma and if there are types of trauma and what are the causes. So please sit down and let's have the talk. And we'll start by explaining what is trauma. Trauma, it is the physical, emotional, and psychological response to an event or series of events that overwhelms ability of a person to cope up with. I will repeat myself again. Trauma, it is the physical, emotional, or psychological response to an event or series of events that overwhelms ability of a person to cope up. This may cause distressing or even life threatening effects. It can deeply affect person's mental and emotional well being, and if not tackled early enough, it may end up causing a range of long term effects. I discovered that there are three types of trauma. The first trauma is acute trauma. This is all caused by single distressing events. For example, an accident, something like natural disaster. I hope you can remember the saddening thing that happened at Maimahiu, the the floods that washed away people. Trust me, those people who were affected directly, they must have ended up having some kind of trauma that is acute. Also, something like the sudden loss, for example, death, and also assault, for example, things like rapes. Yeah, that could be lead to a type of trauma that is called acute trauma. The second type of trauma is chronic trauma. Chronic trauma, it is prolonged or repeated distressing events. For example, an ongoing abuse or living in a dangerous environment. It can also lead to something we call chronic trauma. Chronic trauma, it is repeated or prolonged distressful events that can make someone have the kind of trauma that is called chronic. And the third type of trauma is the complex trauma. Complex trauma, it is multiple, interconnected, distressing or traumatic events. For example, now the gender-based violence, the intimate relationship um, that uh, partners normally have abuses, it causes the complex trauma. Also, if someone was brought up in an environment, the childhood trauma, if someone was brought up in an environment where the the activities that were happening were not so well or very healthy to the child, that child might end up having the complex trauma. And I also wanted to know how trauma is manifested and how you can tell that someone has trauma. And I discovered someone might be having flashbacks, someone might be having nightmares, someone may be having the trust issues. Those are the key things that I discovered might have been caused by the trauma experience, any of the three traumas that I have explained. And also, they end up not having someone or any assistance at an early age. They end up having the signs that I have mentioned. Thank you so much for your time. And the next video, we are going to check on trauma bonding, because that's what I believe that concentrates more on the GBV. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.